are broadcasting. And now the channel is live. So, hello everyone, and welcome. I'm going to sit in the center of my camera. Welcome to Adventure on so many levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, yay!
Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm Christiana Ellis, and I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Jenny Meltzer as Zaylene.
Oh, I'm just sitting here thinking about death and stuff.
Starla Hutchton as Carolina Swift.
Hello, friends.
Paul Fisher as Zinhorn Windborn.
It's hard out there on a gangster.
And last but not least, Mark Kilfoyle as Nedry Shiny Rock.
Oh, I'm just sitting here thinking about everything.
And alas, we are without our Chooch Schubert tonight, and we will address the status of Sequential, the Warforged Artificer, as we begin the story. But who would like to recap what happened last time?
A very interesting rain. That's pretty. Well, there was a rain of snails. That was quite fascinating. Also, they were kind of anti-magic snails or possibly magic absorbing snails. Oh, that was also part of a massive storm which seemed to sweep across the land. That probably is very bad.
Could be.
Pixies.
Your friend Zaylene was also returned to you from where she had a conversation with the Mistress of the Dark, her shadowy patron. And I say shadowy in this context, not merely to imply that they are, mysterious in some way, but literally the ruler of the Shadowfell. That's how it goes sometimes. But you also were on your way down the road and dealt with a little bit of a miniature puzzle where a section of road seems to be looping a little bit. You solved it by bribing
puzzle.
some pixies, yeah. But
It's probably about this close to being very violent.
Yeah. So I think though that so here's a question. Obviously, all of you need to rest at some point, but there's enough of you that could go in shifts. Is your intention to be traveling day and night?
Well, I can't.
No.
Well, you are also not
I
the only
could.
person who can ride a horse. Several people have offered to take a turn, and you have turned them down. So,
Including Evan.
We've been riding for quite a while.
yes.
So we could go in and maybe Zinhorn could ride for a while because wasn't he napping or didn't he take a rest?
Yeah, I wouldn't quit until it was dark. So,
Incidentally,
something.
speaking of Evan, your friend that you met in Gorn has now sort of officially joined the party, and so let me now bring up his new token. Check out this cool guy.
Woohoo!
So he's gonna be.
Still not enough eyeliner.
I like alternative
How
goth.
much eyeliner do you want? Look, he's got a lot of eyeliner on him. Look at that.
No, I like the other one, like the alternative goth version of him.
Well,
but
you'll have to
With the
talk him
floppy
back
hair?
into being in that mode. You left him in
Yeah.
Horn's acolyte mode.
I know.
So, in any case, you're on your way. But the question is, okay, Carolina is riding until sunset, despite being exhausted. Then what?
Then I could keep going because aren't I the only one who has dark vision?
No.
No, you do. But you're exhausted.
I have blind fighting because of the dagger that I have.
It's only
But
10 feet, though, right?
I thought it was like 30 feet.
Well, it might be. But even still, that's not very much for riding down a road at night.
Like I have superior dark vision, so I can see 60 feet in front of me through the dark.
I think your
Uh,
superior dark vision is even farther than that, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be much farther. Regular dark
Is it?
vision is 60.
Yeah, regular dark
Well, I thought
vision
it was
is
only
60.
30.
Nope.
I'm gonna have to look at that now.
Well, maybe you should check your character sheet.
I am. Yeah. I thought it was.
In any case, is the plan? You don't have to look. We don't have to role play this conversation. Is the plan that you're going to take shifts and ride during the night as well?
It's up to y'all.
Edry can't really take its shift, so he
I
wouldn't-
think we should just stop and rest.
Okay.
All right. So, in any case, then you continue on until it's dark, and as for stopping and resting, here's the question: do you leave the tower? What size do you leave the tower when it is, unattended from outside?
I don't want it to be too small because then anybody could just pick it up and walk away with it.
Or, any old pig could swallow it.
Mhm.
Exactly. So it's just normal size.
Although if it's very small, you could put it in a tree or something, or hang it from a tree. I'm not sure.
And then
I'm reading
pixies could
something
take
about
it. I
Hmm.
mean, pixies.
Is there an intermediate size? Like, could you make it like 10 feet tall?
No.
Does it have to be 4 stories tall?
It has to be
Yeah,
this-
it has to be
It's either-
your standard size where it's 4 stories tall, or it can be basically a 12th of that size where.
Or can it be
much
like
smaller.
12 times bigger too?
Actually, it occurs to me that we've been treating it as I think 2 stages smaller, even though we've been.
Yeah, because we've been talking
Okay.
about it like fit in your hand.
Yeah.
And
Right.
if it's 4 stories tall and you drop it to,
Mhm.
and that's like 48 feet. If you divide that by 12,
Yeah.
that would be 4 foot tall,
Mm-hmm. So
Which
yes,
would
be
I think
a lot
yeah,
harder for somebody to move.
Yeah. So theoretically, there is that stage in between.
Well, I'm just gonna make it be normal size
All right.
because I don't want somebody to just,
And door locked, I assume.
Mhm.
All right. So
Leaving the horse outside too, right?
Unless
Mm.
Well, we shrunk him before.
Lynn wants to shrink it down and let it sleep in our bed.
Well, I
be a-
think it was the device
Sequential.
that sequential had, wasn't it?
Yeah, you
Mm.
have to. You kind of have to go through a whole thing, which you could do,
Eh,
and then just have
I
some,
mean-
mess to clean up, because the horse doesn't care if it's inside; it's gonna poop wherever.
we can do
There's
that.
also Buster.
Yeah. In any case, you figure all that out, and you're settling in to get your long rest, and Sequential has been studying. During this riding downtime, has been studying this encoded notebook left behind by his creator. And in particular, the similarities between that and the book that you found at the Reclaimer's Mansion, and trying to solve, the puzzle of this mystery. And then all of a sudden he says, Eureka! I mean, he might not say Eureka, but he says, I found it! I've solved it! I've discovered that. And all of a sudden, as in the middle of him starting to tell you all what he found, his eyes turn from this amethyst purple color to a very dim red, and he just stands up straight and then just stops talking and stops moving.
Oh,
Wave my hand
Oh.
in front of his face.
is that
Hello?
supposed to happen?
Uh-oh.
No response at all, except that you do now, as you're looking over him, on his back, in the center of his back, a little panel has slid open, and it revealed a complicated looking socket of some kind, and a small little projector that is projecting out a small hologram that says diagnostic mode. Please return to main terminal.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Well, it's a good thing we were planning to go to his workshop anyway, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess
Yeah.
we will work on
Yes.
heading there in the morning. Is the door to the tower locked, Zaleen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he is stationary and non-responsive, and I think we will establish that he had, just on the basis that the way you're currently traveling, he would not be easy to give directions. He's told all of you the landmark to look out for where you're going to leave this main road that would eventually take you all the way to Emersham. In fact, I will briefly pull up the map. And so you have all been traveling, on this road more or less from Gorn to Emersham, but you are going to leave the road soon and head up into the Barrier Mountains, where he has told you that there is a mountaintop workshop that has an observatory type, roof, which is how you'll see it from a distance and know where you're going. But he has also given you the landmark where you're going to depart the main road for an additional path that has various little markers that will tell you you're going the right way. So he's told you about that because he may not be the one outside when you go that way.
Did
But
he show anybody else how to use the shrink ray?
I don't think any. I mean, it's not a question of having to know how. It's like a magic item.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But yes, unfortunately, sequential is out of commission for the moment.
I will take a blanket and like drape it around his shoulders. Keep him warm, I guess.
Now, inside the tower, it doesn't like rock or anything when we're
Correct.
moving outside.
Right.
So we don't have to worry about laying him down.
You lean him against the wall.
Unless
Put
there's
him
like
right
another
in front of the
storm.
door so that he'll just freak people out when they, manage to get in.
He's now a gargoyle.
Yes. So are we resting then?
Yes, let's set a
Once
watch and
I've-
take a long rest.
Once
don't
I've
think we
finished
need
a
to
few
watch.
more writings, I'll be ready to sleep.
No, you go to sleep now, Nedry.
Just a little bit longer.
We don't need to set a watch. We're okay in here.
Okay.
All right.
And I will lay down in bed and probably stare at the canopy until my eyes finally droop close.
Yep.
I will literally sit beside her and make sure that she finally falls asleep before I do my meditation. And I will actually take a minute to reach out to the Mistress of the Dark and ask her if she will watch over Lynn's dreams and protect her.
You don't receive any particular response, but
Mhm.
nonetheless, you perhaps, I won't tell you you feel comforted, but I would imagine that you do.
Mhm.
So as you are taking your long rest, once again, Carolina and Nedry will find that they have dark dreams. But rather than, make too much of them as they continue in their horrible way, I would have each of you make a wisdom saving throw. To see
Did
if
we
you-
say this was magic? So that does apply or not?
I believe that it would not apply in this case.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like
I've-
already inside you.
Are those ones at the saving throws? Are those at disadvantage?
So ability
yet.
checks are not at disadvantage from the first level of exhaustion.
That's level 3, I think.
Okay.
And
So then
can Lynn
18.
have advantage because I prayed for her?
No, I'm sorry.
I rolled an 18, so
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know how, but that's what I got.
I got a 13.
Okay. So Nedry, I'm afraid you have terrible dreams and you wake up with another level of exhaustion. Carolina, you are able within your dream to recognize what's happening. And although you're not able to entirely take control, you are able to keep it from deepening its impact on you. And so you do not recover a level of exhaustion, but you do not gain another one. And so the night proceeds. And those of you who had previously been cleansed of your nightmares have a normal long rest with no other ill effects. So, in the morning, what do you all do? Is this a bright and early task, or what's the plan? Tell me.
First thing we should do is cleanse Carolina and Nedry. So
Can
let's
we cleanse them both at the same time?
I don't think that's a
I
good
don't
idea.
think so.
Okay.
If there
Yeah.
are two of those things, it might be more dangerous.
Okay.
And sequential is busy right now.
Nedry, you
Right.
don't look so good. Maybe we ought to try him first.
It's okay. It's an interesting experience,
Yeah,
although slowing.
we'll do Nedry first. And we'll make sure Buster is ready to fight and the horse is out of the way and
Sure.
Evan has gotten limbered up.
Mm-hmm.
It understands that he did really well last time.
He
And
is ready to go. He says, I feel as though my stats have been upgraded to reflect my new status, he says. And none of you are not exactly sure what he means, but it is.
He's happy, and he
There are-
retreated when it was wise to retreat last time. So I'm,
There are theories of
happy.
soul management and soul measurement that might be somewhat they could apply.
He has
I'll have
more
to
hit
study your
points than me.
soul, but probably remove it first. That might be tougher.
Incidentally, I don't recall if anyone else had levels of exhaustion still, but a regular long rest would have removed one of them if so. Okay, so I am once again going to put you on the same map that I used before because you're on a different part of the road, but it serves the similar landscape. So you have. Oh, let me get Zaleen out there.
You might have switched us in roll 20 too.
Yeah, Roll20 did an update for me. I still
Oh,
have
right,
the
yes.
map of the continent.
No, you're right. Give me a moment.
Hurrah.
All right. And so everyone should be able to move their token. Let me know if that is not the case.
Yep.
All right, good deal. So you are bringing this strange artifact up, which resembles a pipe, the pipe of remembered nightmares. You plan to bring its power to bear on your friend Nedry first. Is that
Yep.
the plan?
That is
Um,
the plan.
I
Yeah,
guess so.
before we get started, I'm going to toss a song his way. Can't remember. I can't figure out which one I want to do. I'm sitting here trying to pick
Hang
one.
on. Whoop, there we go.
Um,
Oh man, I've ruined it. Hang on, just a second. I need to fix the little display here. Oh wait, no, that's right. I don't know. Okay, never mind. It's fine.
all right.
Okay.
Well, we'll just say I sang you a song because I can't find one that's appropriate right now.
As I began and kind of stumblingly a little bit, I will cast mage armor, then slap the book and point at, let's see, probably Lynn this time. And Lynn, I give you, figure out how many that is. Wrong.
Well, while you figure that out, I'm casting guidance on you, Nedry.
Awesome.
Lynn, you have 12 temporary hit points.
Ooh, fancy.
Let's see. How many people can I affect? 3 creatures within range. So Nedry, Carolina, and Zaleen, you all get, I cast aid and you all get 10 extra hit points. And that increases your max.
Okay.
And that's good for 8 hours. Boom.
Okay. All right.
Okay, these things were what was the word? Oh, evil, right? Let me try this then.
And he'll cast perfection. Yes, perfection from evil and good. Protection from evil and good on himself.
Okay.
Okay. Did I get any bonuses that I have to account for?
What do you, what?
No, I mean, like, did anyone cast a group spell? Like,
Okay.
No, I just
Give
did
me
it
time.
on. I could only do it on one person.
okay,
Yeah, same here.
just checking. I didn't want to lose any advantage that I might have received.
Let's see.
All right.
Now let's.
I did it on Nedry because he's doing things at a disadvantage, and that will give him a chance to add a D4. So.
Okay.
Oh,
Mhm.
I have to get the new Evan token on here too. There we go. Okay. And now I'm rolling initiative for everyone else. You may go ahead and all roll initiative yourselves as well, because that's going to happen basically as soon as.
Yeah, Nedry, don't forget, I have given you a bardic inspiration. I didn't sing, so I couldn't find the right kind of song, but yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
All right. So have you done all your appropriate preparations?
Yep.
Okay. You tell me when you use the pipe. Nothing else happens until then?
Time for me to take a smoke break.
All right. Okay. Smoke break. So, Nedry, how many levels of exhaustion do you have currently?
2.
2. Okay. You take 20 points of psychic damage as this smoke circles around you. You breathe it in, and suddenly a shape begins to extrude from your forehead in a spectral way, but then more and more solid. And eventually it expands into a strange semi-humanoid shape, but skinny, scrawny, gaunt, but with these large clawed appendages that seem just designed to grasp and pull anything it can see toward itself. And we're in initiative, so this thing, boy, that token isn't very impressive. I say as you are about all now to fight a thing. So we're in initiative. It emerges and it gets to go first. So Nedry, it's right there. And it is going to use these big clawed arms to basically try to just grab you and pull you toward it in a strange, horrifying embrace.
Uh-oh.
And it gets a 23 to hit.
Is it aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead?
It is, well, you know what? The protection from good and evil, we had previously established that does work for these things.
Okay, so it's at disadvantage then.
Okay, well, I will roll its attack a second time then. Well, it only gets a 10 that time. So you see it lean towards you, about to try to grab you, and then suddenly there's an aura around you, and it hisses and recoils from you. and so you are not attacked, and that makes it Buster's turn, who's just right there. I think soon I'm going to make one of you run Buster, but not yet. So he just is ready to go, chomps on in, and he's going to try to bite this thing. Gets a 26 to hit for 10 damage, 10 piercing damage, and then it needs to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, shoot.
Which it fails.
Unfortunately, it did hit me. The 20 psychic damage forced me to roll a concentration check.
Okay, and then you failed the concentration.
I
Okay.
failed it completely.
All right. Well, okay. Thank you for being honest about that. So let's look at what's awaiting you behind door number monster. As it grabs you with this these claws, you're going to take 34 piercing damage, and you are
Honest to get to me.
grappled.
This is uncomfortable.
And until the grapple ends, you are also frightened. So yes, that's not great, obviously, for you. However, fortunately, that grapple is short-lived, because when Buster runs up and chomps it and yanks it, he pulls it prone, and I'm going to say it lets go of you when that happens. So it is prone, and he is now going to just claw at it. It's a 19 to hit. For, wow, 19 and 12. Okay, rolled really high in the damage, too. So it does an additional 21 damage to it for that first claw attack. And then, 23, 20, 31. I hope you all appreciate Buster, because he is just helping you out a lot here. So Buster just goes to town on this thing, rips it off of Nedry, and then just starts clawing at it, and he has got it on the ground prone, looking pretty bad already. And that is the end of Buster's turn. So, Carolina, you are up.
How's Nedry looking?
I'm not great, but I'm okay enough.
Okay, enough. I'm gonna try something. See if it works.
Sounds like a good
So-
idea.
I really hope this works. I'm going to go up here. We'll say like there.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to cast Polymorph on the nightmare.
Okay. All right.
It is a Wisdom 15 saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. It got a 17.
God dang.
Alas. Despite its -2 modifier, it just rolled high for it, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Does Bardic Inspiration, because it's a bonus action, but does that count as a spell or no?
No. So you could do that as a bonus action in addition to casting the spell.
Because I also have the Unsettling Words, which is a bonus action as well. It's like the opposite of inspiration.
Yeah. So it
Can
doesn't count
can I
as
do
a
that?
spell. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, I will point at the thing. It's like, that didn't work, but this will. It is often the best of distractions when there's something you want kept unseen, or to keep some villain talking while you thwart all his dastardly dreams. And he's got to take a 1d8, I think. Yes, 1d8 from
His next attack roll?
The number
or-
rolled from the next saving throw.
Okay, from the next
Make-
saving throw. All right.
Yeah.
Great. Zaleen, you're up.
Okay, first and foremost, I am going to hex it.
Okay.
Um, and then I would like to cast. I'm going to summon my shadow spawn,
Okay.
and that's all I can do on this turn.
What is that?
It actually brings forth the shadow spirit that it fights with us, and
Okay.
I can like it makes multi attacks and stuff, and has its own armor class, and
All right. What does it look like? Describe this thing for us.
it's like really tall and gangly, and it just has like it's like really shadowy, but it also has like these ribbons of shadow, like even darker, that just kind of move through it fluidly. It looks very creepy and unnerving.
Cool. I don't have a token prepared for that. I will make one for the future. But in the meantime, how about gosh. You know what? I will just
Can you just make like a black circle?
yeah.
That would
Uh,
work for me.
Yeah, here I'll just you know what?
Are you going to name it Spot?
No.
You've got a little exclamation point circle.
Perfect. It goes directly after my turn then.
Okay. All right.
So like in the initiative, it goes right after me.
Okay.
So yeah, so he is going to go over there, and I have to look on D&D Beyond because it doesn't work over here.
Hmm.
He's actually gonna take he's gonna make a chilling rend attack,
Okay.
which is a melee weapon attack.
All right. It's at advantage
So-
because the nightmare is prone.
I have to roll the dice because it doesn't have a dice roller, because I think that was like a all right, the first one was a 14, and
14.
the second one, oh, well, it's an advantage. Okay, so the first one is 14 plus my spell attack bonus, so
Okay.
it's 20.
That'll hit.
Okay, and then he takes clear it. Get out of the way, dude. Did that roll?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it did. I hit
Okay.
it twice, so it takes 14 points of
Okay.
damage.
All right.
Of cold damage.
It is destroyed.
Nice.
Wow.
Well,
That was
Buster
fast.
did like 50 damage to it.
Yeah.
I'm
Didn't
gonna,
even get a chance to study it.
So I think Nedry, this thing's like desperate desire to just claw things to it filled you with kind of an existential terror. But as it dissipates, you find yourself feeling an uncanny sense of relief, even though you are still exhausted.
That feels much better. I do wonder about their form, if it somehow reflects the inner turmoil of the mind, or if it's, you know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna actually cast Cure Wounds on Nedry. Just because, like, if we have to fight another one.
Hmm?
well,
He's
we do
gonna-
have to fight another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's gonna need all the Cure Wounds as he can get.
Yep.
Good idea. Maybe I'll do that too.
Oh, there you go. 2 points. There you go, Nedry.
I feel so much better now. Thank you.
You're
What?
welcome.
Well,
My
it
little
would-
shadow
Cure
friend is
Wounds
just hanging
wouldn't
out.
be just 2, right? It should. Well, I get. Oh, okay. Your modifier is only 1, so
Yeah.
Ooh.
1d8.
Yeah.
rolling
Nedry,
a
take
1 plus
12.
1. There you go. All right.
How many are you down, Nedry?
I'm a little better than half, but I can rebuild some of my shield.
Okay. Take 20.
Oh, well, that's more than enough.
Uh,
The Evan is kind of holding his sword ready and say, I mean, great. I didn't even get a chance to hit that one.
Good job, Evan.
I hope you were observing it.
Yep. And I'm going to do the whole
So-
good boy thing and give Buster a scratch and praise and throw the stick with him a couple of times.
All right. Go ahead and make an animal handling check for me.
How long does your little friend stay around, Aileen?
1 hour.
Oh,
God,
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm glad
Okay.
we're not doing critical fails.
Yeah, I think nonetheless, though, I think what's happened is that after doing so much damage to that strange nightmare creature, Buster's acting a little bit more feral right now. And he is not attacking you or any of your friends or anything, but he's kind of just like sort of stalking around like he's waiting. Where's the next thing? Doesn't want to
He's in
play
beast
with
mode.
y'all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready for number 2?
wait.
And Nedry will walk slowly over to Lynn,
It's your turn, so I still want to make sure you're protected.
and he'll cast protection from evil and good on her,
Mhm.
and also slap the book for let's see, 19.
Hmm.
You get 19 temporary hit points.
Oh, I'm okay.
I'm also going to cast guidance on Lynn.
All right.
There, you should be a bit better off now.
A lot better off. I've never felt so good ever. Just kidding. I'm tired, but I'm
Okay.
ready. Okay.
And Nedrick turns and walks very slowly away from Lynn to be out of the blast radius.
All
whenever
right.
this
Well, I mean,
happens.
don't just describe it. Put yourselves on the map where you want to be.
I'm going to. I think everybody should maybe try to get a little ways back. I don't know what's coming.
I'm hanging out with my shadow friend.
It'll be
Yeah,
interesting anyway.
We're
Get
talking
over
about
here off the road a little more.
well, I'm
We'll
going
learn
to
a lot
be
more about
right
you.
next to you because I want to push it away from you as soon as I get the opportunity so that it can't melee you. So,
we're keeping the same initiative, right?
No, roll again, please.
Okay.
All right.
and that's better.
Has everyone got their new one in there?
Just a second. It's better than last time.
Okay. Well, the creature rolled low, and it's going to go last. So we'll see if it even gets a turn. But at the very least, you use the pipe, and
Yep.
Lynn, you have 2 levels of exhaustion, correct?
No, just one.
Just one. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, in that case, you take 14 psychic damage as this smoke begins to coalesce out of your mind, and it takes the form of a large monstrosity of just all sorts of weird writhing tentacles and unknown body parts, and a very strange, just monstrous alien creature emerges. Yikes! But you get to
Yee.
go first, Carolina. You mentally
Um,
prepared yourself.
This thing is awful. So I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers to get it the heck away from me.
Okay.
That is a Wisdom 15.
Okay. It fails that saving throw.
Then it will take 17 damage
Okay.
because I rolled it at 3rd level. And let's see. If available, must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Mm-hmm. And it does have its reaction. So 1, 2. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think. what it would do. I think it's going to knock Evan prone on its way as it sprints away.
Whoa.
No, don't let it get away. I went through this last time.
It's
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
Don't worry, it won't go far.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as that begins this encounter, once again, Buster is up next, and he charges after it. So let's get his bite attack, which is only an 11, which misses. And then he's going to attack with his claws, not at advantage. 19 will hit, and a 24 will hit. So those both hit, but don't do his additional damage because it's not prone. 7 and 15 respectively. So he does do 22 damage to it, but it's not prone. It's not as much as it could have been. He seems frustrated as it's sort of writhing away around in an alien way, like it doesn't have, meaty haunches in the places that Buster was expecting. It sort of slithers around him. Okay, Zeline, you're up.
I'm gonna cast inflict wounds.
Okay. Is that not a touch spell? You
Yeah,
have
I
to-
will move over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's Buster, not.
It didn't. Yeah, I'm going over
Okay.
here. Yep.
All right.
I did. I
you
don't
can't
think I
move that
hit.
far.
Oh, I can't.
No.
I thought these were 5.
They are, but you just moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, if I do it this way, because I was right here, I can go down
you
and
can
around
get there,
Buster.
but I was just saying you couldn't get to where you were though, because that was like, yeah. So you can do
Right,
that.
but I went the other way. Yep.
Okay, but
It doesn't hit anyway,
all right.
so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. So you reach out for it, and it sort of slithers away from you and skitters out of your grasp. What
Okay.
about your shadow guy?
He is going to. Oh, Buster's right there. Crap.
Hmm?
Let me see. He is going to. Oh, how far away is he? Let me see.
I mean,
He can get over there. Yeah, like right there.
yeah.
Yep, he's gonna do the chilling rend attack.
Okay.
So that is
We're looking for a 15.
that is an 18 to hit.
Okay.
Actually, it's like a 21, but and then that is I have to reopen the thing.
All right.
And that's also it didn't add it because it's like oh wait, no, it did. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's supposed to add it plus the spells. Oh wait, it didn't. I don't know
rolled
why.
A 1d12
It's
plus 3.
right, plus the spells level,
Okay.
which is
Are you sure
I
it's
don't-
the okay? Okay. What?
would that
please
would
figure
that
this
be
out.
my I don't know because it's his spell.
Well,
So
Okay. Well, you looks like you did it. It's rolling as a higher level cast. Why is that?
because
you
I
do
can
that
only
on
cast
purpose?
things like that at level at my
Oh,
third level
okay,
slot,
but-
but he is
Okay. I'm going to say. If it's supposed to be his level, and
Mhm.
he's casting it he's not using your third level spell slot, so it would be just
just
one.
first. Okay, so it would be +1.
Okay. Please.
So 10.
Yeah. Please review that for the future because I don't have all your abilities in front of me.
Oh, I know. No, I know. It just I wasn't sure if I used mine or not. It doesn't say
Okay.
on there.
Well, I think because what does it say on there? Because what it rolled was 1d12 plus 3. So where's that +3 coming from if it's not already reflecting that third level cast that it
It-
says it has?
It is
It
one
actually is.
d12 plus 3 plus the spell's level.
Okay, so he took 10 damage. Let's move on. All right, thank you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to
Okay,
be short with
please
you,
don't.
but yeah,
Please don't. Because like I said, I didn't understand it because it said plus the spell's level. And
Okay.
I don't know because it's not my spell.
I apologize for getting short with you, but
Thank
I
you.
don't know your abilities either. So I don't have it in front of me, so I can't
I know.
confirm or deny anything.
Okay,
so I'm
we can
relying
move on
you.
now, though.
Okay. All right.
10 points.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry if I gave you tone.
It's okay.
Okay. Evan's turn. He's gonna charge after it and say, "This one is scary." I mean, they've all kind of been scary, but I don't. I kind of ready to stop fighting these things, I guess, if we can.
I
He's
like
gonna,
how Evan's battle cry is, "This one is scary."
yeah.
That's
Well, his
perfect.
first attack, he's hesitant. He gets a 10 and misses. And then a 16, which will hit, doing 9 piercing damage. And this thing is a little bit tougher here, so it's holding on for now. Okay, Zinhorn.
Alrighty. 1, 3, 4, 6. So I can get over to there, and I can't use my breath weapon without hitting Evan. So I will cast something really heavy, like spiritual weapon. Wait. I am going to cast. If I cast Guiding Bolt, is that going to hit him also?
But no.
Guiding bolt is a single target.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt
Okay.
at 4th level.
All right. So make your attack roll. Yep.
I got a 24 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit.
And
25
did
radiant damage.
25 radiant damage.
That's pretty good. And it is also
now
now
he's shiny.
glowing. Yes. Okay.
Does that make it easier for other people to hit?
One
I
time.
think we have advantage.
Yeah.
Right?
One time.
Oh,
Okay.
one time. All right, Nedry, you're up.
Okay. I will move a little bit. My full movement. I really want to understand these things. I will draw within my mind and seek out to its, and I will use my detect thoughts ability.
Okay. So I hesitate to do this. I think you've done this before, and I
Oh, did I?
previously told you that it doesn't engage with anything when you use this
Right.
ability there.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I had forgotten
so
that.
that's okay, but so I will allow you to not use your action to do that because we've done that before. But yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have him study it
Okay.
to try to get an arcane understanding of what the creature's made of, how it works, what substances, that sort of thing. So basically just an examination.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
19 at disadvantage.
Okay. So you can certainly understand that it has made a solid manifestation. It's not like a projection or an illusion of any kind, but it seems to function something like entities from the ethereal plane in its ability to sort of phase in and out of your physical reality, but it seems to be coming from a plane other than the ordinary ethereal, but otherwise it seems to function that way. And so it what I'll say though is it is unique to your understanding of the how the planes work, but seems to be in keeping with the other nightmare creatures that you have fought, and in some ways has some superficial similarity to the way spirits work.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
With that and the understanding of what it might turn into if we're successful, there's also a little bit in his mind trying to spare a thought for how does this reflect of Lynn,
Mm-hmm.
because it came from her mind and her nightmare.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think all you can tell in terms of its form is that it's almost just as unlike a humanoid creature as it could be.
okay.
Um, but that'll be your turn. So now, um, I think the last to hurt it was Zinhorn, and so it's actually it can't. You know what? Actually, I'm going to say that it can. It's going to try to beeline for Lynn. It's going to be shoving past, uh, you know, all of you up there. So we're going to have opportunity attacks available from Evan and from the Shadow Thing and from Buster and Zaleen, and I think it probably can avoid Nedry, unless you had a melee weapon handy.
No, I don't really keep it out.
All right. So Buster lashes out with his claws and does 19 damage to it. Um, Zaleen, do you have, or your shadow have opportunity attacks? Oh, you're muted. I'm sorry.
I don't think so because the only melee attack it has is that one that I've been using.
Okay.
So, but I slashed out with my dagger
All right.
and rolled 15.
Okay. A 15 misses, unfortunately.
Right.
Evan managed to slice it a bit with his sword, but it's still moving. It looks really rough, though. It looks like it is about to be destroyed, but it manages to hold on just enough to charge at Lynn. And let's see, what is it doing here? Uh, yeah, it just opens its mouth and just it breathes out this cloud of toxic vapor towards you, Lynn, and you are going to take. It's represented as fire damage, but you're not seeing fire. You're seeing well, let's say acid damage, um, and you're going to take 44 acid damage.
I will absorb 2 of them.
Well, every little bit helps. Okay.
Calculator.
All right. That is its turn. And it seems prepared to continue trying to do stuff like that to you, Lynn, but it is also obviously on its last legs. So it is your turn again, Lynn.
Okay. What do I do? Well, since nobody is around me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use Thunderwave.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That is a Constitution saving throw, 15.
Okay. It fails.
Then it takes 6 and is pushed 10 feet away from me.
Believe it or not, it had 5 hit points.
Nice.
It was so scary. Oh my gosh.
So this time, there's a thunderous kaboom, and everybody but Lynn is splattered with goo.
Sorry.
That's okay. Prestidigitate me.
Yes. But
I want a
yes,
sample.
you have now destroyed that remaining nightmare. The pipe once again produces a little marble of energy. You have 2 of them now from this morning's efforts. And Lynn,
2
you,
power balls.
yes, you feel yourself relieved of a small burden at least, but not cured of your exhaustion.
So she's just kind of
Okay.
got quivering lips. You guys are the best friends ever.
You did very, very well.
And Nedry would just sort of sit down.
Lynn,
Make some notes.
you get 27 points back.
That's exactly what I took after the temporary hit points.
All righty.
All right, so that's done. Are we traveling again?
Maybe a little rest would be good, but maybe
Yeah,
traveling in the tower.
I need to take a short rest.
Yeah. So I think this is the point where we're actually going to montage a bit because it takes you a couple of days to get where you're going. You do soon reach the point where you diverge from the road that you've been on and start heading up into the mountains. As Sequential had told you, there are little markers to find along the road. I think you do soon reach a point where you think that the road is probably too hazardous to risk traveling at night, even if you otherwise might have, just because it's, you get a couple of places where you got some pretty steep slopes and you've got just a little bit of a path doing switchbacks up, pretty steep grades and cliff faces with the mountains looming above. And the other thing that happens, you will have gotten 2 long rests in this period.
Okay.
So certainly you can all have cleared yourselves of any levels of exhaustion that you had.
Oh.
And then as you are making your way up the mountains, the one other element is that it's somewhat, it's midday in your first day of traveling in the mountains directly that you spot airships again. And I do use the plural this time on purpose because there are 3 of them and they don't seem to be working as hard to stay out of sight. It would be difficult in any case because there's not the cloud cover that they had tried to make use of before, but it is clear that they are attempting to follow, and with the inability to effectively hide and stay close, they've opted for staying close instead of hiding. So they have not tried to engage with you, but it's very obvious at this point that they are following you. So do with that information as you will. I am assuming for the moment that you are continuing on your way to the workshop.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So as you proceed along this path, eventually you come to a deep, steep crevasse with a rope bridge across it that looks sturdy enough for each of you to go across it, but probably it would be pretty dicey bringing the horse.
Wasn't
Wasn't that
Unless
when
we
we
put it in
shrink
the
it down and
tower.
put it in
Yeah,
the tower?
I was just
Yeah.
gonna
I
say
mean, you
that.
tell
Yeah.
me. I'm
Buster
telling you.
too.
Yeah.
Shrink it down and put it in the tower because I can just fly over.
Right. Well, so here's the other thing is that as you stand there looking at the bridge, there's a little bit of an early morning fog that begins to part as you look up and up and up. And at the top of this mountain, the peak of the mountain that is above you, at a level something like 60, 70 feet above where the level that the bridge is at, you see the silhouette of an observatory roof with an extended telescope at the top of this peak. But you also see that there's some strange shape around where the telescope emerges. Right now, it's kind of silhouetted. It's still pretty far away. It's kind of hazy. You can't really see much about what it is, other than there's the shape of the observatory that you would expect and the telescope, but something else seems to be sticking out around there as well in a haphazard array. But
Hmm.
so the important question is, I'm assuming that your long distance travel has been, only one person out on the horse, um, which is one thing to say is, easy for supposedly discreet travel if you don't already know you're being followed, but also leaves that person extremely vulnerable. So I'm hoping
I
that you are
think,
taking that into account as you continue doing
yeah,
stuff like this.
I think we should double up at least.
Well, that's why I'm asking you is that now that your destination is in sight, do you change things up?
Um,
Given that bridge, like Nedry's the
yeah.
really light one.
Okay, what I'm telling you
Probably
about this bridge
safest.
is you think it's fine for humanoid-sized creatures, but not a big horse that would be clumsy.
So if we put the horse and Buster in the tower, and then we can cross it
I
one at a
mean,
time.
how calm do you think this horse is? Do you think it's open to new experiences?
I
You do
No.
don't
not
think
want to
so.
take the horse across the bridge. I'm telling you that you have observed this already by looking at the bridge. You don't want to bring the horse across it. You can figure
Well,
it
it's
out.
more what happens on the other side.
Well, okay. How about this? I will
Mm-mm.
put you on the
No
map
horse.
and you can look at what it looks like. All right.
No
I
horse,
mean, I don't
Nedry.
know that I don't know the minds of animals all that well. But do you suppose it's ever wanted to fly?
No,
No,
No.
How would you know?
because it has a
because it's
hard
a
enough time,
horse.
like, doing other stuff.
So I will go ahead and put you all on this layer. It is a map. You will be able to see all of it. You are down in the bottom left corner is where your tokens currently are. This is essentially what you're seeing as you get close. And so right now on the stream, we're seeing just this little corner. But as we zoom out and look up and up and up, as you get a bit closer, it looks as though the roof of the observatory has been made into an enormous nest.
Oh, that's comforting.
Oh my.
I wonder if it's supposed to look like that.
Maybe it's a relative of Zinhorn's?
Um,
Well, I don't think he was grown.
I don't think so.
Trying to look on the bright side.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a bird.
Could
It's a
be a
really big
bird,
bird.
a
Like-
really, really big bird. It could be a
Yeah.
griffin.
So,
Could be a dragon.
Let's just assume it's nothing nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good assumption.
I mean, not necessarily.
definitely more reasons to put the horse in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
And Buster.
Yeah. Be nice to get Buster out after we get over the bridge, but I don't know that we'll have the time.
Yeah,
Zinhorn?
we'll see.
Do you think Buster might like to fly?
Buster likes to jump through the air, so it's possible he'd be open to it, but I
We'll
couldn't
have to test
say
that theory
for sure.
later. Maybe he'd be able to join you then, at least for a little while.
Okay, so the horse is in the tower.
All right.
Buster in the tower.
Okay.
Tower is small and in my pocket.
And all the rest of you, sequential, obviously, in the tower for now.
He's in the tower.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's in the tower
The
for
rest
now.
of
Yep.
you out is that so like I've got the tokens on there, but like you tell me if that's not how you would be doing it. Although
Oh, I want to see all of this.
I think if you hadn't observed it, Evan would point out that, like, if we have just one person out, for all we know, we would spend a whole day waiting for them and then come out to find them dead at the bottom of a crevasse. That we
Right.
didn't even realize
Yeah.
because
Yeah, we're definitely everybody is out except sequential.
All right. I am volunteering to take point.
I'll try to keep up.
Andrew, do you want me to carry you?
No, it's okay, unless we have to go in a hurry. And I have a
Distribution
spell that can
fleet.
help that.
Okay.
Right. And so, at least within reason, I want you to take a look at these maps, and things that are on the map are what you see.
Okay.
Hmm. What are
Is it
these
very
pipes
cold up
for?
here?
Yeah, I think it is not currently below freezing, but it's also during the day. You suspect it would get much colder at night. It's very windy.
I don't even need to activate my cloak up here.
How do I
Oh.
feel about flying up here? Do I feel like the wind would just send me tumbling off?
Yeah, my thinking about your flight right now is that you're pretty comfortable gliding. You feel like you can gain some elevation and do stuff carefully, but um, when it's very windy and there's also very high stakes for missing your landing even a little bit, I would say I'm not going to tell you you can't. I'm going to tell you be careful.
All right. So we're into
There'll be
like
checks
Black
associated with
Diamond
it.
skiing territory, and
Yeah.
I just got off the bunny slope.
Yeah. So what I'm telling you is that if you would like to try flying, there will be checks associated with it.
Got it.
Do we want to go up, or do we want to see if there's an alternative way in, just in case?
Well,
I
it
want to
looks
see
like-
what's over this way.
It looks
Which
like
way?
there's stairs over here.
Yeah. Can I get past this pipe?
Yeah. I mean, you can climb over it, but you can you like there's sort of a drop down from the ledge that you're at to this next bit there. It's about a
Okay.
10-foot drop to that.
And what about to my right? How far up is that?
Oh, that's like 40 feet.
Okay. So I'm going to move my token just to ask a question. Like, if we hop down here, can we then get up here and then get up here?
No. I mean,
No.
so this is so you would be dropping down 10 feet to get to here.
Right.
And
And
then it would be up 50 feet to get to here. Or
Okay,
if you wanted
so-
to try to climb this pipe, that would be even higher than that.
okay.
This
I
is
think we need
extremely,
to go
like, vertical,
down.
right?
I think you're right.
Well, the other thing, Evan, I think Evan would say, well, I mean, you know, we don't have sequential to ask, but I mean, I can't imagine that climbing that cliff is how people come and go from this place.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
They might use airships too.
I think the winds would be a problem. Let's check out
There
down
is a
this ladder.
Yeah.
Lynn,
there
what were
is.
you gonna say?
Well, I was thinking I can take one person and like go 500 feet up that way. Closer to the building, right?
But do we want
But
to
I-
separate everybody?
Yeah,
One or
let's not
two.
separate because there's some giant bird-like thing or dragon around here, and it might not be happy with us being here. So let's stay together.
Do dragons have nests?
I don't know.
Not outside usually, I don't think.
I thought you would
All right.
know, actually.
Someone wants to make a nature check, you can.
Nature.
I'm not good at those.
I got a 15 on my nature check.
Uh-huh. Well, it looks like Nedry got
Got a
a
D20.
20. Yeah. So I think both Zinhorn and Nedry with those rolls would know that although dragons do make nests on the very rare occasions that they, procreate, but it would be very unusual for it to be out in the open like that.
Okay.
So probably not a dragon, which is kind of unfortunate.
However,
we-
it's clearly a nest, and the size of whatever thing would make a nest that size would still have to be dragon-sized.
Do we see anything, like any birds or anything like flying around the vicinity?
Make a perception check.
Okay, but it's at disadvantage because it's daytime.
Hmm.
16.
Okay. I mean, you do see birds here and there. Like there's, some ravens doing, aerial acrobatics and that sort of thing here and there around the cliffs and everything, but they seem to be ordinary sized.
Okay. I'm just
All
like,
right.
okay, never more ravens. And then I'm just going to start going down the ladder.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm watching carefully in case she
The ladder,
falls.
yeah, the ladder appears to be pretty sturdy, although just I think a reasonable precaution might suggest one person at a time unless it's an emergency or something. But it seems pretty
Okay.
well maintained.
Okay, with care then.
Slide down it like a chute.
Yeah, and so down here there's what is pretty obviously a path with some carved stairs here and there.
Is it icy or is that just gray?
It's not icy. It's
Okay.
just like there's like dust and debris, and it's sort of dirty, but it's not slippery with ice.
Okay.
Does it appear to continue around the corner and to a longer
Uh,
trail, or
so you can look around that corner and you see that like there is kind of more ledge over there, but it doesn't seem to connect to anything.
I'm just logically going up these here stairs.
All right. Yep.
There may have been better roads, but it's probably been a while since anyone's been here.
Yeah. I think you think that, going back down around there, maybe it looks like there might have once been a trail that came up that way, but it's not been maintained in a long time.
Okay.
All right. So, are you being stealthy at all as you make your way along this path?
Yeah, I think we should.
I
It's
mean, I can
very
try.
tense, so probably would be quiet anyway. Just
Yeah. So do we stealth roll?
Yeah, I think if you're being stealthy, then let's see some stealth checks.
I didn't.
17 from me?
9.
Evan got a 12. Okay, so like, you're not the stealthiest, but you're being reasonably quiet, reasonably discreet. You're not yelling back and forth to each other or anything.
Okay.
So
Keep going.
as you make your way along the path here, as it curves around the peak of this mountain, going up the stairs, I assume you can go ahead and proceed around the corner there. At which point you can see, as you would see on the map, that there are indeed stairs that go up higher. You're certainly noticing these pipes that are drilled through various parts of the mountain, but you also see, in addition to the stairs that go further up towards the peak, there seems to be a cave opening on the far side of this ledge here. There are some pipes that go into that as well.
Are the pipes like when you get near them, are they hot or cold, or are they just sort of
They are slightly warm to the touch.
okay?
Do they make any noise when I listen to them?
Make a perception check. They don't make any noise.
Sounds like
Okay.
pipes.
What happens is that just by sheer dumb coincidence, as you put your ear your ear hole, your little what do your ears look like? You don't have like fleshy ears.
I have big floppy
Yeah.
ears.
So as you press that against the pipe, just by sheer coincidence, some wind knocks a rock loose, and it falls and clangs against that pipe and goes boom, just just right as you were listening to it.
And I'm like a cartoon figure that just had a.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to creep up that way
Mm-hmm.
and sort of peek. Is it dark?
Yes, it appears to be. Like, so first of all, it clearly curves around inward, so you really can't see very far into it without proceeding further in.
Can I look in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it still
I'm
goes
gonna-
around a curve. So,
Do you want me to like creep in there and take a look around the curve?
No, I wouldn't go in yet.
Okay.
you do notice that the pipes that seem to go in this cave entrance do enter the walls of the cave relatively soon in there. There is a tunnel that goes a little bit further in, but the pipes don't continue through that tunnel. Like they enter the sides of the cave before you get to the entrance there. Make it. Are you investigating? Or are you just? I mean, you're just casually glancing, or are you trying to? What are you trying to determine?
Um. Well,
I will be right back.
how far in is the curve?
So it's like 15 feet before it kind of just goes around. So you would have to like travel further in order to see around that bend.
Okay.
Maybe we should check for traps. Because, I mean, I don't think he would just want any old person walking up here, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably not. But it is really dark. Do you want me to do it?
Are you good at that?
Is that
I think perception or investigation can serve for this purpose.
yeah. Either one of those is the same for me, so
I mean, I can help. I can see in there.
okay. I can see really far, that's all.
Okay. So someone can make the check with advantage.
Okay.
If there's magical traps. Do you see any wards?
Well,
Oh my
that
god.
would be a
Wow.
That's
different check.
ridiculous. That was with
Wow, okay.
advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. So with a 7, you don't see really anything of note in the part that you can see. You're pretty sure that you would have to go further in order to see where that tunnel might go.
Okay,
You
but I
don't
don't think it's
notice-
trapped either, right?
You don't notice anything that would give you any pause other than just the fact that it's unknown. You don't know what's around the corner.
Yeah. It looks fine.
Mhm.
Nedry, do you feel any like magic-y things?
I mean, I could take some time, but other than looking around, which I can certainly try.
Is that an Arcana roll to
Yeah,
look for
I mean, you can
magic
make
things?
well. I think in this context, an Arcana roll, like when we say magic-y things, like what do we mean by that, right?
Like
Symbols
traps.
carved into the rocks. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, glyphs
Yeah.
of some
Magic-y
kind.
things.
But if you're looking for glyphs, like you don't have to understand. An Arcana check would be:
Fair.
I see a glyph. What does it mean? Not do I see a glyph? Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
So I think that 7 represented with help already.
Mhm.
So I would say those of you who are looking didn't see any indication of traps or glyphs or anything of that nature.
I'm pretty sure that the remote location of this spot is enough of a deterrent anyway.
Well, why don't we just go knock on the front door?
Because there's like
Well-
a giant bird nest sticking out the top.
Well,
Yeah, let's go in here. This seems to be
At the very
Well,
least,
safest
this
Mm,
that
might be a
seems like
safe,
the less efficient way to go.
but outside of the wind and snow and the sky,
Well, but if
The
we go up
ships in
to
the
the door,
sky.
we could just go in, right? I mean, Sequential
No.
said his creator or whatever hadn't been here for a while, and I mean, this is technically Sequential's home, right? So we're not really trespassing because we have him with us.
Okay, but I think that you're missing the point that there's a giant bird nest like crashed through the top of the tower
Right,
which
but we're
means
all
that there
rested
could
up
be.
and we can just like
But what if we could get it, like, we could sneak up on it instead of just walking right through the door?
I don't think the bird is going to use the door. And if it's big enough to make a nest like that where it has to stay on the roof, I don't think it's going to be inside.
Let's just go in through the cave. Please.
I mean, at least at that point, we won't be seen by the airships.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
And if it's a good cave, this might be a good place to rest for the night.
Well, you
If we need to.
certainly have curved around the mountain enough that you are on the opposite side of it from the airships at the moment.
So, shall we go in?
Nedry's
Yeah.
already kind of itching that way
Alright.
anyway.
Sure.
He's slow enough though that the rest of them will overtake him pretty quickly.
I will kind of go out front though, just because I can see a little further in the dark.
All right. So,
He wants to pull an Alaric and just dimension door up to the top just to see.
Do it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's stopping you.
So I think I'm gonna let everybody go and like hang
Well,
back for a minute. Just
you-
make sure they don't go in or they don't like walk into anything. And you know, I could help if they get
the
into trouble.
tunnel does get relatively narrow. Like, it gets to the point as you're going around that bend that like the ceiling is a little bit lower, and you could probably have two people walk shoulder to shoulder if they literally had their arms touching. But it's like it's that narrow, right? You probably would be forced single file if it were any smaller. But as you, so Zaleen, are you first?
Yeah.
You know, and so what's our marching order here? Zaleen, and then
Nedry will try to keep up.
all right. Are you being stealthy? Everyone else is hesitant,
Sure.
more trailing behind.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
If
try
Aileen looks
stealth
like she's
again.
trying to be stealthy, then Nedry would try.
all right.
Yep. I'll try stealth again.
Nope.
21.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
This is my third frickin' natural one this evening.
All
Wow.
right. Yeah.
Didn't we get you the
so-
quieter armor?
You
Yeah.
did, and I got the first roll just fine.
It sucks
that
not having passed
roll-
without a trace.
So here's what happens is that you are, you know, creeping along, and all of a sudden, Zinhorn, your foot kicks against something that clatters forward, going dunk, 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 dunk into the cave. And as you all look down to see what's making this the noise, seems to be an animal skull of some kind. And as you follow the path of this clunking skull into the cave, it lands at the feet of a 9-foot tall, white-haired humanoid monster, which I think
Is this
you would notice.
is this a
as
bad time to say
Yeti.
that I poofed to the top?
Well,
No,
okay,
it's the best
you
time.
really would have let them all
Go
go
for
into
it.
the cave and then you poofed up to the top, or I
Yeah.
mean, okay,
Yeah.
all right. So Carolina is at the top then, and we'll deal with that in a moment.
Alone and unafraid.
Yeah. So right now we're gonna switch you to a different map where for the interior of this cave. And let me. You're not gonna see anything right away here. And let's put. There we go. So there's Zaleen and Nedry and Zinhorn, and Evan would be, you know, a little ways behind. And wait, who am I missing? Oh,
Evan.
okay. Yeah, and then, oh, and Carolina is outside. That's why. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I need to click on the right things here. There we go. Yeah, so he's a little further out. But yeah, Zaleen and Nedry, you look up and it's like, oh, oh, yeah, okay. Um, so you're all gonna roll initiative. And you can go ahead and roll too, Carolina, just so we know when to go and check on you. All right, and then need to here. I'm going to put a Carolina token on this map layer just so that you can see what's going on, even though we know that you're not there, Carolina. If that makes sense. Okay, so does everyone see the map here?
Mm-hmm.
In your roll 20 and all. All right, good.
Yep.
Yep.
Also should make my the fog of war opacity darker so it's not as obvious to everyone watching the stream all of the other things that are in here. So what? It didn't. Why didn't it not? Okay. Hang on. I can. So did everyone get their initiative? Why?
Yep.
Okay. I guess it won't let me choose the opacity for some reason. All right. It should be. I'm sorry. This is. Ugh. I'm having mouse issues. No. Okay. It's changed the setting for that. Okay. So we'll just have to know where you are. You see it in the roll 20 and all. So yeah. There's a big old Yeti there, and it looks up at you and roars. And then let's get Evan's initiative, and then we'll do this thing. Sound right?
Whispered to Zaleen, "Do you think it noticed us?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a little.
All right. So the Yeti actually is going to go first.
Excellent.
Yeah. It is going to. Yeah, it's first going to look at you, Zaleen, because you kind of came in first. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as it turns its icy gaze in your direction.
4.
A 4. Okay.
Yep.
That is a failure, as you might have guessed. You suddenly find this icy, piercing gaze making you feel colder than you've ever been. You're going to take 17 cold damage, and you are currently paralyzed.
Awesome.
I'm right beside Zaleen, right? Oh,
Yes.
is this a visible effect?
No.
Doesn't really matter if it is. No?
No.
Okay.
It was like
I
a
mean,
targeted effect,
it's
right?
it's a gaze. It's like
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't shoot beams out or anything.
Okay.
So and then it's going to come up and make a claw attack on Zaleen, who's paralyzed, and one on Nedry. So first on Zaleen, who's paralyzed, this is going to be with advantage because you're paralyzed. That's a dirty 20 to hit. And then I believe when you're paralyzed, it's automatically a crit. Can someone confirm that for me?
I
I believe you're correct.
All right.
think so.
Okay. So it's going to be. Okay. And then. Okay, so 12 excuse me. Okay, I'm sorry. 17 piercing damage from the claws, and then 12 cold damage.
Okay, that I can react to,
Okay.
and I extend my shield over to absorb 21 of that damage.
Okay, nice. So if you didn't get all of that math addition, Zaline, it should be, so it would have been 18 plus 23, 29, what, I think it was like 32. So he absorbs 21 of that. So you would still take
11.
11. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now your turn, Nedry, as he slashes at you with his other paw. Gets a 27 to hit.
Oh, that's, yep.
Yeah. That's going to do. Let's do the roll. 14 pure slashing damage and 12 cold damage.
And he takes all of that.
Yeah. So that is the Yeti's turn. Nedry, I will allow you to make a perception check now, at disadvantage because you just got walloped, and it won't cost you your action. But so this is a quick thing.
Okay. 15.
15. That is enough to notice that huddled in the corner behind this enormous thing is what looks like a baby version of this enormous thing. Now it's your turn.
Okay. Well, it's time to do things he doesn't know if they work or not. It is humanoid, so why not try? Nedry will cast Hold Person.
No, I mean, humanoid is a creature category, not just a physical description of 2 arms and legs and a head.
Okay.
The
Okay.
Yeti is not
So
a
that
humanoid.
would, all right.
But I think you would know. I think Nedry would know that. It is a monstrosity, in fact.
Yeah. I th- I think he's gonna do something. Yeah. I have to check to see if that. I don't know if they need to know language. He doesn't know much about animals. And beasts aren't usually smart enough. Sorry, he's kind of stymied by
Yeah,
the
sure.
whole moment of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it's one of those either. He's just going to be defensive and try to speak into its mind. We mean you no harm. Sorry.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, so you do that on your turn.
Yep.
Zinhorn.
Well, I thought it was Nedry's turn.
It was.
It was. That was my turn.
Oh, okay.
Well, so wait, Zinhorn I do think has a higher dex than Zaleen. Is that correct? I just realized you rolled the same number. You guys can tag team if you want.
Dex. My dex is, where's my dex? 10.
My dex is 14.
Oh, okay. Well, so Zaleen is actually first then instead of Zinhorn.
Okay.
My apologies.
It's okay.
Yeah, you are paralyzed, Zaleen, but you may make another saving throw to try to shake it off.
Constitution.
Correct.
7.
No, you are still just you're frozen in place, feeling cold and lacerated. All right, now Zinhorn. Zaleen looks like she's having a rough go of it right now.
All right. In that case, well, Zaleen is right next to me, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Zaleen. Celine, you are going to get back 27 hit points.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Nice.
That put me like almost right back to normal.
And that's all I can do.
All right. Are you going to move or anything?
Um,
I mean, if you wanted to try to drag her back out of the cave, you could move that, do that at half speed.
that seems like a good idea. I like that idea.
Okay. I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
think
drag-
ordinarily I might require an action for that, but I'll give it to you in this moment.
All right. Well, I drag her back.
Yeah. So you're having to push past Evan, but I think he makes room for you.
Okay.
Okay. So in the meantime, while that's happening, Carolina, you poofed yourself up onto the top there,
Yep.
up by the front door. You know, ignoring your friends as they go into the cave. And now what?
Well, it just seems like we should at least try to have some manners. Maybe somebody's home. Never know. Maybe that nest is a pet. I don't know. But just because I'm a little like this is all kind of creepy,
Mm-hmm.
everything is. So I am going to use the scale of neocortex
Okay.
to see the real.
All right.
So anything that's like illusions or invisible creatures or creatures hidden or disguised by magic,
Okay.
no magical darkness, and I can see into the ethereal plane.
All right. So you don't see anything that's invisible or hidden by darkness or anything like that. There's no illusions at the moment. I think that in the ethereal plane, you see some just weird haziness that looks almost like a heat mirage, but it doesn't seem to be like there's nothing unreal or nothing that's obvious or that you could like see and interact with in any meaningful way in the ethereal plane up there. So I mean that'll stay active for a little while, but right now, right where you are, doesn't give you anything meaningful.
Okay.
All right. So
Do
uh,
I hear anything? Like that thing let out a giant roar. Did I hear that?
you didn't really. Well, make a perception check. You are currently something like 120 feet away up a windy mountaintop.
Mhm. Perception. Roll the thing. There we go. Ooh, 22.
Okay. I think you maybe distantly hear sort of a strange roaring sound, and it's impossible to tell what direction it's coming from.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, because they are way back down there on a misty mountaintop,
Mhm.
around a corner, inside a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think back here, I'm going to temporarily just move Nedry's token, but down here we have all of you kind of backing your way out of that cave. So Evan, seeing all of that, is going to, seeing you pull away, he's going to help drag Zaline further out because she's still paralyzed. So he's assisting with that. So, all right. So that's going to bring us back up to the top of the initiative, where unfortunately for you, Nedry, you are now the only one left there in its vicinity, but you are also the one that reached out telepathically, and then no one else attacked it in the interim. So this thing gets down on its hands and knees and roars in your face, and you think you can kind of make out the word leave in common. But, through a Yeti roar voice modulator. But it doesn't attack you.
Okay.
All right.
He will start backing up, but he's looking at it even more fascinated than before.
Mm-hmm.
And as he backs up, he will cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
And once again, kind of speak to it. This time, it doesn't help them understand him. So he'll speak into its mind once more. I'm sorry to disturb you, but we're here seeking the person who lived on the top of the mountain. Do you know what happened here? And he is kind of backing up a few steps, but not all the way. He wants to see if there's a intelligent reaction.
It kind of like cocks its head, like it's a little surprised that you, first of all, did not just flee in terror, but also that you're talking to it, and it, sort of screws up its face and just says, "This my cave. You not welcome unless you food." And you can see past it now that you're having a little bit more of a less panicked moment, that there is an enormous pile of bones at the back of this cave that have all just been piled up in a pile against the back wall.
Not food. Not food. Sorry. And he'll just kind of turn and start to walk away, or well, scurry probably.
Okay.
Catch up with the others.
All right. The Yeti does sort of move forward just to, prevent anyone else from like coming back in, but otherwise lets you leave. So I will move everyone back out. Oh, see, there we go. Back. Everyone's back out to the ledge here now. Then, Zaleen, you can go ahead and because combat is over for now. We'll just go ahead and say it takes you a moment, but you're able to recover eventually. In the meantime, Carolina, way back up at the top, you feel like you maybe heard another roar of some kind, but it's hard to tell. What else do you do?
I think. So even if I go wrong thingy. So if I went over to like here to the edge, could I see down like where the cave is? Could I see them?
No,
No.
it's too
Okay.
steep and like
Mm,
they're you don't have line of sight.
okay. Well, I'm gonna go back over here and I'm going to carefully look at like the front steps, the whole area, see if like there's like a trap door or something, or even a doorbell.
Alright. Okay,
Doorbell
yeah.
would be great.
Go ahead and make a perception or investigation check as you like.
Mm, Perception, I'm better at those. Ooh, 23.
Okay. So, you don't see any indication of traps. It looks like the door is capable of being locked. You don't see anything that looks like a trap on the lock. You haven't tried opening it yet. The one other thing that you do notice though is on this sort of front step, there is obviously a place that is less faded and weather worn than the others. And like your first thought is that it looks like there was once a doormat there that is not currently there.
Mm,
Yeah. So in the
Okay.
meantime, everyone else, you've come back out of the Yeti cave and realized that Caroline is not with you.
Did she fall over? I can't
I-
see down there. I don't know. I hope
Well,
she
the
didn't
wind is pretty
fall.
bad up here. She
I
may have
know.
fallen over.
Yeah.
Maybe
I would have
she's
thought she'd make some noise.
maybe she's dead. That
Nedry's gonna look
sucks.
over the side, see if he can spot her.
Make a perception check.
I can't see because it's daytime.
15.
You don't see her.
Oh my god.
Well, we have to find her. How
I think
far?
she's dead.
Nedry casts fly on himself
Okay.
and leaps off the side.
All right.
I'll see if I can find her.
Is she down there?
I mean,
He
you
starts
know,
searching.
yeah. So you tell me how long you would spend because you obviously don't see her.
It only lasts for 10 minutes, so we'd want to make sure that he gets back in time.
Okay. What are the
Um,
rest of you doing while Nedry flies around down there?
Mildly panicking.
Sure. I mean, if you guys would just hang out for a few minutes while Nedry looks down there, we'll just go back over to what Carolina's doing.
Yeah, that's what.
Yep.
Nedry would call out for Lynn as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
She
going to
might be
call out
hurting.
for her.
Okay. Okay. So I'll have each of you make. Let me think. I think constitution checks for how loud you can yell, right? Or performance. Either you can
Strength.
choose whether you would want it to be a constitution check or a performance check.
Yeah,
For
performance is a
basically
bit
just
better.
yelling her name and how loud you can make that.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, you both just rolled stupid low. I think the wind is high enough that you can even sense as you try to shout that just the wind just takes any sound away as soon as it's a few feet away. It's very hard to shout over this wind. Right?
I'm just gonna start to cry because I'm pretty sure she's dead,
Aw.
and now I'm really sad.
So, Carolina, you're up here with this locked door. This place, you don't see any traps. It looks like there used to be a doormat. There's not one right now.
Is there a knocker on the front door or anything like that?
No, but there is a doorknob.
Hmm.
Your glance actually, there's like a latch, like a handle, but it's actually a fairly old-fashioned. It's not like a modern door. It's very old construction that does seem to kind of go with this very strange, like archaic, arcane architecture of this observatory. Although I will point out that what you noticed from below is that around on the left side of it from where you are now, there was like what looked like a wooden addition or shed or something along on that side.
Well, probably look at the door for another second and be like, maybe I should tell him where I am. And I'm going to send a message to Zaleen
Okay.
and be like, if you guys are done sneaking around the creepy cave, I'm up at the front door if you want to join me. I'm gonna knock.
Oh, you're not dead? We thought you were dead. Nedry. Nedry, come back.
Make a performance check or a constitution check to try to yell out to Nedry.
Okay.
Nedry's probably around this side because he would have looked the entire edge from this part over.
20.
Okay, there you go.
She means it.
Yeah, so
She's so happy.
You channel all of the arcane power that the Mistress of the Dark has granted you into meaning this yell and having it carry above the wind to penetrate the wind. And you succeed, and you call out Nedry, and you hear echoing all around the mountaintop, Nedry, 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 Nedry.
That can't be wrong.
And
She's
then,
not dead.
And then as you shout that and the echo starts to fade, all of you hear a sound going,
Oh, yeah.
So you would have heard that, both of those things, Nedry.
Okay. Do I have any idea where the loud screech of probably not
I mean,
Zaleen came from?
somewhere approximately up, but you're
Okay.
hearing it echoing around, so like it's hard to say.
Boy, I sure hope we can get to her before she gets eaten.
Over the last of his flight, he'll probably fly towards them and then sort of land on his feet and then kind of be running over.
Okay, I don't think
What?
you used 10 minutes yet, so
Oh, okay. Well, then he'll fly over to them.
Fly up there. Fly as far as you can. What if she
Okay.
gets eaten?
What was that other thing?
He yells as he sort of flies upward.
She might get eaten.
So while Nedry is flying up, what are the rest of you doing? Are you like hurrying to go up the stairs and stuff, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right? Can start making your way up that way. So Nedry, I think you are able to get up there reasonably fast. But Carolina, do you take any action immediately upon hearing that sound?
Mm, probably would just wait for them. But if I heard the bird screech, probably go over like to the side of the building and sort of like press myself against it.
Yeah. Okay. So I
Try to
think
blend in.
yeah, I think Nedry, you will you can go ahead and zip up pretty fast. I would think because you're able to just head
Well,
right
and
on up
it's
there, whereas everyone else is
yeah.
running upstairs at elevation.
Do we
Yeah, he
see
can-
anything coming? Like, if I
Well-
take a quick scan, do we see like a giant bird or anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
Um, so as you're hurrying up there along, uh, I'm going to just go ahead and provide a little bit of commentary that I recently visited the Grand Canyon, and I didn't realize before going there that the rims of the Grand Canyon are actually at a relatively high elevation, like that 7,000 feet, which means that if you're doing hiking up steep cliffs at elevation, it's like difficult.
Yeah.
So your
It's
adventurers,
difficult
you're in pretty
terrain.
good shape, but it's certainly not a good time. Okay, so I think just as Zaleen and Zinhorn and Evan are kind of huffing and puffing up to the top, Nedry, I think as you're flying up, you would have had, make a perception check to see if you notice this.
chances are not good. Oh, 11.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're in too much of a hurry to catch up with Carolina and maybe looking around to see what you might see. But I think as you are all kind of catching up, looking around, you all do suddenly start to hear "Phoom, phoom, phoom," and then a shadow passes over the sun. And as you look up, you see this. And it is vaguely bird-like, or perhaps once bird-like, but it is a weird mutated monstrosity, and it is gargantuan in size. And we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative. How about that?
Ooh,
Do you all see yourselves on the turn tracker here, or do I need to add you again?
I am not there.
Okay, well,
You need
I'm
to
on
add
there.
me.
yeah. As we switch around between different
I don't know. As soon as I rolled my initiative, I showed up on there, and now I'm
Yeah.
gone again.
I know. I
Yeah.
just I deleted you because you told me. Everyone else said that you weren't there. So hang on. Everyone will be there in a moment. Yeah. See, you can all. All right. Okay. So. Okay. All right. So. Who? So okay, Nedry's there, Carolina's there, Zinhorn's there, Zaleen was. Okay,
I'm not
now
there
she's back.
anymore.
Okay. Okay.
There's two Evans now.
Yes. No,
Nope,
I got
just
it.
one now.
Yep. Because I fixed it.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. And. All right, and now the Nightmare Rock. Zinhorn, we need initiative for you.
I'm a coming.
We've got a bunch of you rolling 6. What's your dex, Zaleen and Nedry? Zalene's is 14. Nedry, yours is what?
14.
Okay, then we need you to both roll again, please. Not for a new initiative, just to do a d20 roll, please.
Just a d20. Sorry.
Yeah. D20.
15.
Roll off.
2.
Okay, so Zaleen goes first, then Nedry, and then the rock. So it gets the lowest, just for random sake. All right, Carolina. Yeah, you're up.
Oh my goodness. Well, this didn't work before, but the thing is really gross looking. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to make it better, and I'm gonna cast polymorph on it.
Okay. All right, so it's going to make a wisdom saving throw,
Please work, please work.
and it gets a
That's the
7.
funniest
What do you
thing.
turn it into?
I turn it into a newt.
Okay, the newt falls out of the sky and immediately turns back into the rock.
Oh,
It will take
It got better.
It'll take 14 fall damage that carries over from its 1 hit point as a newt. Whoops. Yeah, so.
only 14?
Well, it didn't fall very far because it was above the higher level. It wasn't over the crevasse or the valley. It was over the
Well,
the top of
I
the
just
mountain.
think if I threw a newt from the roof of this building, there would not be anything left of the newt.
Yes, which is why it turned back into the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, it is. Yeah. So if you could have turned it into a flying thing for reference next time.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that scene from Critical Role. I think it was season 1, where she like jumped off the cliff and turned
Well,
into a goldfish, and he killed her.
Yeah, so here's the thing about that scene is that while it is entirely fair for him to do so, he did not use the standard falling rules for that,
Mm,
which max
interesting.
out at 20d6, but that is only if you are falling that far. It didn't fall that far because it was not that
Mhm,
far in the air.
That's fine.
Yeah. So, yes,
It worked though. I'm
it did.
excited.
It did work. And then it was done working. All right.
I tried.
Yeah. Hey, no,
Lesson learned.
You did some damage to it. That worked. Okay, it's Evan, and he looks up at it and raises his little hand crossbow. Yeah. So he's going to make an attack with disadvantage because it is more than 30 feet away. Would have been a crit, but instead it's a 10, which misses. And then he tries to reload it, and I think he's going to follow your lead, Lynn, and kind of huddle up close to the side of the building and just say, do we have a plan? Zinhorn.
One second.
Okay.
Bunch of stuff got unselected in my character sheet.
Okay.
So I should be able to hit it with guiding bolt at this range. Yep, it's within 120,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I'm going to cast guiding bolt
Okay.
at 4th level.
All right.
And I rolled a 10.
Okay. Unfortunately, a 10 is insufficient. It seems to just go right through some of the feathers without seeming to have much of an effect at all. Unfortunately.
Okie doke.
All right. Are you moving or doing anything like that?
I'm going to follow the lead of my friends and get closer 2 is at 10, 20, 25, closer to the building.
Okay.
So it's harder for it to get at me.
Well, in theory.
Of course, now we're all grouped up for it to hit us with a breath weapon. So, having one of those myself, I would like to retcon that and move to the other side of the doorway.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Zaleen, you're up.
I'm gonna run to the door and try to open it.
Okay. It is locked, so simple object interaction won't do it. But do you have some other option?
Can I try to Eldritch Blast it?
Yes.
Okay.
You can yeah. So an 18. Go ahead and do the rolls to hit, and then roll the damage.
18 and
Those both
22.
hit. Like you're blasting at the lock. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh,
Okay, a 1 and a 3. I think you have done some damage to it. It is theoretically weakened, but the doors do not open.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay.
Actually, how far away is it from us?
It's well. I mean, it's for the sake of purposes, say it's
Okay.
60 feet from you right now.
Okay. Then I don't think I can do anything else.
All right. Nedry.
I can just imagine the confusion. So like fly up. Oh, you're alive. What is that? Oh no. He's going to do what he usually does. Seeing this thing is hideous and awful, he's going to presume that it's probably some form of evil. He will cast protection from evil and good on himself.
Okay.
And then point for the last time today. And kind of his finger wavers because the two people he usually protects are side by each. It's sort of like Lynn and Evan side by each. But Lynn is alive and can take care of herself, and Evan is not quite. So I will give him the temporary hit points.
Okay.
12 temporary hit points.
Very nice.
And then he will fly back kind of over, just kind of over and around the corner a little bit.
Okay.
So he's kind of behind that whatever's there.
Sure. All right. It is now the Nightmare Rock's turn. The first thing it does is emit a horrifying screech that's just like, but like with undertones that the human voice is not capable of replicating. And I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is it magical?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because this is basically to avoid being afraid.
14.
Wow, look at those.
9.
Does
It
it-
rolled over from a 19, and I was like,
If it is an aberration, celestial, yada yada, then he can't be frightened by it. Nedry can't be frightened.
Well, okay.
I don't know if it is.
Sure. It's kind of. It's it's clearly a corrupted creature, so sure, why not? So yeah, okay, Nedry, you are not frightened by it. Looks like everybody else is, unless we didn't get some. We didn't get one from. Who didn't we get one from? Or I guess we did.
Evan.
Oh, you're right. Yes. Oh well, you never know. Might do okay. He's theoretically capable of rolling high enough, but he did not. So yes, everyone but Nedry is currently frightened of this thing. And then Nedry, because you're the one that's in the air and moving, it is heading straight for you.
Okay. He did kind of move behind the pillar, but yeah, he can't hide very well. So
No, well, it's following you around. It's
Yeah,
got
yeah, that's fair.
Faster movement speed than you.
That's fair.
Yeah, and so it is going to lash out with a weird sort of tentacle claw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Disadvantage if it's again one of those creatures.
Yes. Okay. So the first roll is a 23, and then the second
Uh.
roll is a 24.
They hit.
So that is going to be 21 slashing damage, and you are grappled.
Well, he's also unconscious.
Aha. Okay. That's not great.
Nope. It does mean the concentration drops, so also the protection drops as well.
Yeah. Well, also, actually, hang on. Your protection from good and evil shouldn't have been able to work if you were flying still, right? 'Cause flying
Oh,
is
you're
concentration.
correct. You're absolutely correct.
Right.
Pardon me. I forgot
Well,
that. So
it
the
does.
flying stops.
Yeah. Well,
Or
oh,
either one, they're both done now.
well, okay. The question, I guess, would have been, would you have kept fly, or would I mean?
If he knows the concentration, so he would have landed on the ground
Mhm.
because he wants the protection.
Okay, well then you wouldn't have been in the air for it to chase you. I mean, this would require us to retcon that whole bit.
Okay.
You're not
Yeah, no, you're
flying.
right. He wouldn't want to fall out of the sky. So we'll say he keeps the fly because that's the
Okay.
priority at the moment. I forgot that he did that he had concentration
and
on.
it
So
it hit you anyway, but
yes, yes.
so it's moot ultimately.
Yes.
So I think everyone, um, your potential hope to just flee inside the building is complicated by the fact that you see Nedry go limp in the grasp of this thing's tentacle talon. Okay, Carolina, it is your turn.
Oh man.
Here, let me let's see. I'll move.
So here's my question. If I can't move closer to it, even if that means getting to the door, because I have to move away from it, right? So I can't go to the
You're
door,
not forced to move away, but you cannot move closer.
but the door would be closer to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could run around the other side of the building, but that obviously is not necessarily what you want to do.
Aren't there airships over on that side of the building?
I mean, they're not super close, but yes, otherwise. I mean, they're close enough you can see them in the sky, but it's not like they're hovering
Yeah.
30 feet away.
So I am going to use Healing Word on Nedry.
Okay.
It's my bonus
What's
action.
What's the range on
I
healing
think
word?
it's 60
Oh,
feet,
it's
is that
60
right?
feet. Yeah.
Yep,
Is
just
he-
make it on.
Ooh,
we're
just make
going
it.
by the
Okay.
map. On
Perfect.
this arbitrary square that I decided to put you in to make it look like you're in the tentacle. 55 feet. Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
That was close.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, it's terrible. 12. So at least you're,
12 ain't nothing.
Mm.
yeah, you're conscious. And then I am going to. So since that was a bonus action, does that mean I can dash? Or,
Yeah, you can take your action
Okay.
to dash.
yeah. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Lost the squares. 40. 5, 50. I'm like booking it over here. I don't
Okay.
know. I'm somewhere over here.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
like
I don't think you would have
headed
gotten
off.
that far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was counting by fives,
30.
so, and it would have been 80 or
Um,
no, 60 feet.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been quite that far, but close. Like,
Let's see.
like right there. Let's
5,
just say right there.
10, 15, 20,
Uh,
25.
We don't have to
30.
micromanage it. Let's just say you're right there.
Right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So Evan's turn. I think he is. Well, first of all, Lynn, you can repeat your saving throw at advantage because you're out of the line of sight of the thing.
That's wisdom.
Yep.
You said
Mm-hmm.
5.
With advantage.
Oh, with advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only
Okay,
moderately
okay.
better.
Well, so you are still afraid of this thing. You have run far enough away that you are like, as long as you can't see it, you could theoretically move closer to where you remember it being, but you can't move closer to it when you can see it. All right, it's Evan's turn. He's terrified of the thing. He looks to you and says, I don't know if to try to shoot it. It's still holding Nedry. He will hold an action to fire at it with his hand crossbow if someone tells him to. And then he'll repeat his saving throw. No, he is still frightened of it as well. Zinhorn. We don't hear you.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on Nedry. He's within 60 feet of me.
Okay. Yep.
And he gets 13 hit points back.
All right.
Excellent.
That was at 3rd level.
Yep. Doing a little better. Okay. Anything else?
I'm going to try and do my saving throw again.
All right. Yep.
22.
22 will do it. Yeah. You are no longer frightened as per the condition. However, it is reasonable and entirely rational to feel some degree of fear.
I'll accept that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Zaleen, your turn.
I'm going to cast Minor Illusion, and I'm going to mimic the sound that the creature made,
Okay.
but amplify it like even louder, so that it sounds like something like it, but maybe bigger is coming in.
I don't think you can make it louder than it was, but you can make it loud. Where are you trying to have the sound originate from?
I would say like over on the right side of the tower, like it's coming in from the right over here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That is, minor illusion, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, great. Nedry, your turn.
Do I get to make my wisdom saving throw?
Oh,
again?
yes, you do. Sorry. Yes, you are successful. You are no longer frightened either. Okay, so Nedry, we'll see if how it reacts to the illusion in a moment. Nedry, you're awake again. You also just heard another one of those noises. What are you doing?
It's a moment of I don't know. He wasn't initially afraid of the thing, and now he's just sort of desperate, but he also is kind of angry.
Hmm.
So it's sort of like in its mind, if it has one, it would receive the telepathic message. I may be small, but you're messing with the dragon. And I'll use my bonus action to cast Dragon's Breath,
Okay.
making it fire breath at 4th level, and then immediately breathe fire.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I don't know if it affects it's a dexterity saving throw. I don't know if it affects its saving throw because it can't move away from me.
Well, but it's holding you in like a tentacle, right? So like
Mhm.
your ability to point your breath up at where it'll hit it is
Okay.
not obvious, right? So we'll have the saving throw represent that, right?
Sure.
So it will make the saving throw, or it will attempt it anyway.
Okay.
It got a 10, which probably
That's a fail.
Yeah.
So I will roll my 5d6 fire damage.
All right.
There's 3, 4, and 5.
Oh,
Wow.
man, 2 1s. Yeah.
So
all right.
16 fire though.
Okay. Well, yeah, it does not like that at all. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
There's nothing else I can do.
Hang on. Then All right. Okay. So I think the combination of the sound and getting fire breathed on it, it drops you, Nedry.
Okay.
And I think, the verticality is a little bit unclear here, but I'm going to say where you currently are is above this bit right here. And that's like a 60-foot fall.
Sorry, I didn't see the indication. Where's the? Okay,
So
I'll use my reaction to cast Featherfall.
okay, good for you. There you go. So yeah, you are gonna start drifting down in that direction, and it like lurches over and is like flying over this way to look for that other sound. It's going to make an intelligence check against your illusion, um, and it gets a -1. So yeah, it is perplexed for the moment by the mysterious sound of another nightmare rock, and given that there's not actually a lot of regular rocks around, much less nightmare rocks, it's surprising that it would encounter another one. It wants to know more about that. All right, so you have deceived it for the moment. It has flown around the other side of the tower looking for that. Nedry saved himself from falling. So Carolina, it's your turn again. You don't probably know about any of that.
But I did hear the noise. I'd
Yeah.
be like,
So
oh
for
no,
all
is there
you know,
another
there's
one?
another one, right? Yeah.
Um, so I think I had an idea, but I don't like where that other noise came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to use regular movement to get back to here to kind of look around to
Okay.
see if it has moved off.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I think you can't see it from there, but you're also not quite around the corner, so I don't think you can quite see the door yet either. It has moved from where it was before, but you can't see where it went.
right. Because I was trying to think if I like leaned around the corner, if I could see the door to cast knock.
Not without being able to move further.
Okay. Well, I didn't
I mean,
count
that's the problem with
squares.
dashing the last time, right?
Yeah.
So, you know.
So, yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
you know, it just
So,
means yeah.
um, hmm. Yeah, because once I see it, I'll be frightened again. So,
Mhm. I mean, you'll get another chance to make your saving throw at the
right.
end of this turn.
Yeah, I am going to not do anything, I guess,
Okay.
because I can't see anything. I mean, I suppose I could dash back, but once I would
I
see
mean,
it, I'd
yeah,
have to stop.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get a
Okay.
little closer, but I mean, up to
Should
you.
click on the right screen. Yeah. So I guess I would hustle probably to about here
Okay.
is when I could see it,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But also see the door.
Yeah.
And then, well, no, because that would take up my,
You had to use your action to
yep.
move further, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you can
So,
make your
yeah,
saving
that's
throw.
it. I
Attempt
have
your
a
saving
plus
throw again.
0, so, ooh, yes, 19.
19 will do it. Yeah. But that was at the end of your turn, so you're still
Mm.
done for this time. But you're good for next time. Evan, in the meantime, is really thinking he would like to be able to bash that door down, but he can't make himself move closer to this thing yet. I think he is perhaps shouting, though, let's try to get inside. And then he will attempt his saving throw again. And probably, I'm guessing, no. Nope. In fact, he is not even rolling high for him. So yeah, he's still frightened of it. Zinhorn, you're up. You are no longer frightened of it.
You're muted, though.
We don't hear you.
What do I have that would open a door?
The lock already looks weakened from getting Eldritch blasted.
In that case, I will pull out my mace and hit it.
Okay. Please make an attack roll, and then depending on what you get, we'll maybe roll damage too.
You had to add that second part.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, you don't manage to hit it in a way that contributes the damage to the lock. Like you crunch a big divot in the wood of the door, but it doesn't accomplish much in terms of opening the lock.
Yeah. So for my bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon
Okay. Have the spiritual
uh,
weapon hit the lock.
and have the spiritual weapon hit the lock.
All right.
There we go. A 19.
19 will do it. Let me get you your hammer.
Five whole points.
Okay. I think that is still not quite enough. It's almost there, but not yet. To be fair, you've still only done a total of 9 damage to it between you
Oh.
and Zaleen. So, yeah. Okay, but like you're making progress, but it's not open yet.
Okay.
All right, Zaleen, you're up.
How far away, if I get down here, would I be from it?
From the creature, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have to, the verticality makes it a little bit weird, but you're reasonably close to it. Like, or what do you how close? Do you
Within
want to be?
30 feet.
I think you'd have to get a little bit closer to the cliff.
No worries. I can
Like,
do that.
Yeah.
Like right
Good.
there. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to expend 2 charges of my Twilight Skin, and I'm going to cast the Shadowy Ribbons of Darkness.
Okay.
So it has to make a DC 17 Strength check.
All right. It's pretty strong.
It has once it's in the area, it has disadvantage on all actions.
Right. Is it a check or a saving throw?
It's a DC 17 Strength check.
I guess it doesn't matter. It's not better at a saving throw than the check.
But it does have disadvantage.
Only after the initial one, right?
I
mean, it does fail.
I don't think so. It says
Okay,
that I manifest a swarm of hungry black ribbons for 1 minute. Creatures in the area have disadvantage on all actions.
Okay.
And leaving the area
I
requires.
think I might have to look at that ruling, because if it doesn't have any ability to avoid it in the first place, giving
Mhm.
it disadvantage on everything with no ability to do anything about it, I think is maybe overpowered. But
It's only it's only if it tries to leave the area.
right. Okay.
Then it has to succeed on a DC 17 strength check.
Okay. Well, so I did the roll prematurely then. So it's
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. It's just if it tries to leave, and then
yeah.
like after that, any actions that it takes, it has disadvantage.
Right. Okay.
So it is now in the ribbon darkness.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna use my bonus action also to cast Hex on it.
All right.
And that's it.
Okay. All right. You're still right there by the.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So then that makes it Nedry's turn.
Okay. Let's see. It looks like a ridge. So he disappears in a puff of mist and reappears at the top of the ridge with Misty Step,
Sure.
and then just starts booking it for his action and move
Okay.
to get up to there. So he kind of runs up the stairs, trying to running to where everybody else is.
Great.
That's it.
Great. Okay. So it is the Nightmare Rock's turn, and I will go ahead and say that it made the roll that I made previously.
That it takes its whole action. If it does succeed,
Yeah,
then that's
no,
its whole
didn't,
action.
It didn't, though. I'm just still thinking about the ability of it, because, like, yeah, I think that might be overpowered to not have it have any way to avoid it and then disadvantage on everything. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we can
That
talk
is
about
the
that
rule
later.
now. So, okay. So you are, it is currently still stuck in that thing. Carolina.
Well, seeing that the thing is now restrained, or whatever, caught in a cloud of black ribbons. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. I am going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 up to the door. And I'm going to cast Knock.
Okay.
Never send a cleric to do a bard's job.
All right. And a resounding slam echoes around the mountaintop. And there's a snarl of anger from inside the swirling cloud of ribbons. But the doors slam open.
Motion inside. Everybody in.
All right. Are you heading in yourself?
I don't have any movement left.
Okay.
That was all of it.
All right. Evan's turn, and he is still frightened of the thing. I think you know what? It's hidden in the ribbons. He goes inside.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he can't see it because it's hidden.
Yeah. I ruled it that way already. You don't have to keep telling. Okay. Zinhorn, your turn.
It looks like my spiritual weapon can actually travel 30 feet and get to
20 feet.
the Nightmare Rock.
It can move 20 feet on your turn if you use your bonus action for it.
20 feet? I thought it was 30 feet.
It says so in the spell.
You are correct.
Yep.
I am wrong. So I can't hit it. So I'm going to take my hammer and go inside.
Okay.
Move me and the hammer inside.
Yeah. All right. Zaleen, your turn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go in.
Okay. And I assume you're following that lead, Nedry?
Yeah, I can imagine he's huffing, and there's a bit of blackish smoke coming out of his
All right.
face.
So, Zaleen, remind me how long this ridiculous power I gave you lasts?
It doesn't say.
It doesn't.
Forever.
It literally doesn't say.
Oh, man.
I can dismiss it
Uh,
as an action. I can dismiss it early as an action, but it does not say how
I got
long
it.
it lasts.
That's
I
its
think we
life
have
now.
to I don't know, go through that and
It lasts 1
reword it.
minute.
I think. Yeah, that's good. Sounds good to me.
So, all of you knowing that it can't last much longer, I think lasting 1 minute. So, how about this? We can change the rules about disadvantage of on everything like that and have it last longer, or we can change the rule that it does all those things, but it lasts only a minute.
I like it lasting a minute. I think a minute
Perfect.
is fine because that's like 10 rounds of combat. So
yeah,
yeah.
and it also
Like in
it's-
combat, I mean.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just as hard for any of you to do anything to it. So in any case, though, you are all able to escape inside, and what awaits you inside the observatory, we'll have to find out next time when we return for more adventure on so many levels.
So
Many
many
levels.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.